lovely folks of YouTube, Ren here with a book review. This is a book that, well, it's two books actually. You get two for the price of one today. But the main book that I'm going to talk about is one that I have seen kicking around. It is an Instagram favorite for good reason. So these are the books by Fez Inkwright. So the first one here, Botanical Curses and Poisons. And then Fez Inkwright's earlier book is Folk Magic and Healing: An Unusual History of Plants. So these are just looking at these are gorgeous books. A lot of effort went into the crafting of these books, and I can definitely appreciate it. You look, it's got that nice, solid hardcover. The pages are actual, like, real thick, heavy-duty paper. The illustrations are just gorgeous. Not just the cover, the way that the cover of the book is made, but also, you know, Fez Inkwright also does all the illustrations inside the book, and they're just lovely. Just lovely. Lots of illustrations. They're like, just like every other plant basically has an illustration for it. It's fabulous. It has like this nice little ribbon bookmark that actually matches the coloring of the book. I mean, these are just gorgeous books. They put a lot of effort into making a quality book that just feels good in your hand, and I can definitely appreciate that. So as I mentioned, Fez Inkwright is the author and also the illustrator of these books. The publisher of this book, Liminal 11, it's a very small indie publisher. Fez Inkwright actually works for that publisher. I kind of get the feeling that it's like a really small, like homegrown kind of thing, but I can respect that. They have a pretty small catalog, but it's all like occult related stuff, what they do have, focusing mostly on tarot, in fact. If you're familiar with that, the Modern Witches Tarot, the one with that really gorgeous artwork of the girl with the afro palms as the magician. Oh my gosh, I love that deck. I mean, just the aesthetics of it. I plan on getting it soon. That's also published by them. So you know that they're at least involved in the occult community, unlike some of the other publishers that you see putting out books that are just kind of doing it as a sideline, you know, because it's popular and trendy and makes money right now. These people have actually put their heart into it, and they're walking the walk, so I can definitely appreciate that. Let's talk about what's actually inside the book, because no matter how much effort you go into crafting a good appearing book, you gotta have some content to back it up. The good news is that this actually does have some really nice content. Now, the focus in these books is, this is not a book of correspondences. This is not like a Cunningham-style encyclopedia. What she gives you is just a little taste, a little sampling of some of the folklore and legends behind each of these plants. This one, the Folk Magic and Healing, does focus more on like a lot of the actual like folk magic, because let's face it, healing and magic were pretty just intertwined up until very recent in our medical history. This one, however, though, this one is more, I will admit, I had a lot more fun reading this book, even though it probably has a little bit less that's pertinent to my magical practice, just because this book is like, if you're really, like, if you're keen on ghost stories and murder mysteries and that kind of stuff, this is a fun book to read. A lot of really fun stuff in here. All the plants mentioned in this book are either poisonous or have some kind of dark, like, story behind them as to why they're haunted or dangerous in some way. So yeah, it's a really fun book to read, and yeah, really enjoyable. Like, I have just been like, I'm not actually done with this one. I'm close enough. I have like 20 more pages to go. I think it's close enough to do a review. But I mean, it has been a fast read for me because it's just so engrossing and it just sucks you in, but it's also simultaneously very light and lighthearted, so it's really easy to kind of like just lose yourself in this book and have a lot of fun with it. I'm looking at my notes here. See if anything else that I missed. No, basically, I think I covered all the points that I wanted to talk about. So yeah, a really fun book. I highly recommend it. If for no other reason, like, it does make a really pretty Instagram spread. And it's also a really fun read. So if you're looking for a little bit more knowledge behind some of the plants, you know, that's something that goes beyond just those those stupid correspondence lists that I see on Instagram all the time where it's just like, you know, mint, and then it lists off 5 properties and tells you nothing else about the plant. I'm not a big fan of that. This goes into a lot more depth, especially in some of those poisonous plants. It's fun stuff. But yeah, highly recommend both of these books. They're really informative and fun, and I really enjoyed reading them. You know, like I said, this isn't something that you can just base all of the spell work off of. If you're looking for a book that teaches you herbalism for spell work, or even really for medicinal uses, I wouldn't rely on these books. But if you're just looking for some basis of folklore and just some fun history behind these plants, A+. Definitely recommend. So there we go. That's what I have for you on these books. As always, I hope this video finds you well, and I will see you again soon.